This video will expose common power, education. First, the definition of educate. 1. To develop the innate capacities of, especially by schooling or instruction. 2. To provide with knowledge or training in a particular area, or for a particular purpose. That means you have been purposely programmed to be. You do not believe it? Think about it for a second. How can it not be so? All your life experiences have brought you here. Today. Now. Purposely. By whom? Why? A central education system that teaches a state doctrine is the pillar of communism. Common Core's indoctrination, because is the child of the present system, which taught all to be little commies, was unconstitutional, and still is. The whole concept of centralized education is indoctrination, state-run education. Thus, if the whole concept is malignant, I cannot give you a couple examples of how it is indoctrination. Most folks have not considered this. But for me it has become self-evident. Granted, I had a hard time accepting that I was a little commie. I am learning. Thanks. But wake up already. Oh, I guess that means we the people need to shut down the Department of Education. Is that radical? No. What you are about to read and listen to has been radical, but they pulled it off so eloquently and slowly, you did not even know it happened. The education system was used to indoctrinate us to conform to a predetermined outlook on life. It preached think for yourself while continually injecting subtle bits of indoctrination. Although, I did have one teacher who actually did teach me how to think. He was the science teacher. And he did teach that science was not concrete. Many folks never do figure it out. I call them push buttons because I can push their buttons and get a predetermined output. Even years later, the same stimulus will cause the same predetermined output. Or maybe they are just zombies. For some reason, zombies like to persuade others to their indoctrinated beliefs. These zombies, therefore, become our teachers. Thus, we have a self-perpetuating cycle of persons that have to learn for themselves after they escape from the so-called educational system. Some people never do learn to think for themselves. It is sad. This from a Chinese communism survivor. Common Core looks scary familiar. Do you want your kids to be desk machines and cheap workers for corporations? In school, she said, teachers had to comply with all the curriculum and testing requirements or lose their jobs forever. Parents had no choice at all when it came to what we learned in school. And the government would use the various registration procedures to keep track of its citizens from birth to death. We have reformed education time and again. Over the past 30 years we have reformed education time and again. America 2000, G.H. Bush, Goals 2000 and School to Work, Clinton, No Child Left Behind, G.W. Bush, and now Common Core, Obama, at great expense to the American taxpayers while decimating the quality of our children's education. I do not have to tell you that our system remains broken, our children uneducated or undereducated and ill-prepared for success in their adult lives. These systemic problems will only get worse under Common Core. Our schools are under the control of the same Washington bureaucrats who have marginalized academic content, stressing culture over content, social engineering over student achievement, and conspiring to rewrite the story of American preeminence in the world. Common Core is an education structure designed to make sure all the children receive the same propaganda. Critical thinking question. In school we are led to believe that we are all living in an ideal vision of what society should be, but whose vision is it? And what were their ideals? Do not let the title fool you. This video is actually about how government-run schooling contributed to the rise of socialism, imperialism, and eventually fascism in Germany between the 1890s and 1940s.